Well, good morning, everyone. Sorry for the late start today, but we're here at Mid-America try that again, Mid-America Airport, prepping a C-40 for departure to Pax River. Flight's going to be about 2 hours long. We got plenty of seats on board, so folks, come aboard. We hope to have a good flight there. Now, I will alert you, we'll see it here in a moment, that we do have some challenging weather ahead of us when we get over to Pax River. The airbase we're going to is a Kilo November Hotel Kilo, and that's a Patuxent River Naval Air Station. It's about 30 minutes, if that, from Andrews to the south. So giving you an idea of where in Maryland we're going to end up. It's also known as Pax River, so if you hear me say that, same thing. But this is the aircraft we're going to fly. You can see the chocks are in. The staircase is out so people can board. And most importantly, the ground power's up. So let's get in the office and let's get flying with Mike, shall we? All right, we've done a lot of things in here already, folks, and that's how usually you want to do things when you're flying VIPs around or Space A individuals with the military. You want to get the aircraft, have it almost ready to go, so when we close the door, we're out of here. And we'll see if I can remember we don't have to push back. So we'll see, though. All right, so real quick, what's been done already? Well, we are in the process of aligning the IRS or INS. The IRS I'm referring to is not the Internal Revenue Service that scares most people. However, this is a bit of a daunting gauge on the aircraft because it is what tells you, the pilot, you and the plane, where you are in the world. So it's pretty important, and it gets programmed here by the alignment and by the FMC that we've already plugged the route in. And it's a pretty simple one. You saw it already up on the screens. The only thing we have left to do on this panel, since it just aligned, is move it back to PPOS. And then you'll see the lat lawn. Up here, we're going to just do a quick test. You can hear the tweedles on the Mach warning. Barely hear the stall warning, but they're there. That's all we need. 3 green, oxygen's guarded in normal, good quantity. Electronic engine controls are on, and service center phone off, and we've got our dome light off. Also, if we want to do a device check, which we've already done, we'll do it again. It all lights up. In the middle, basically, we want to make sure all the guards are down on the flight controls and the spoilers, as well as the alternate flaps. The yaw damper could actually be turned on now, but we'll do it a little later on. Coming down, make sure your IRS and FMCs are in normal. Display source is auto, control panel in the middle for normal. Okay, we can do a crossfeed check. What you do is one click to the right. You'll see the light come on, then go back to the same dim you see all over the place. Come back to the middle, got a bright light, and then it's going to go out. Good crossfeed check. Lights, they're off. on the exterior, minus over here the logo light and the position lights. Those are your red on the left side, green on the right. Pilot looking out, folks. And then if you go all the way up, you'll put the strobes on. And then we've got the anti-collision and the wing lights off. I'll explain the wing lights off here in a moment. Okay, with Boeing, we go back up to the top, come down the middle, standby power, and we want our AC-DC switch. No, folks, not the rock band, but the voltmeter. Set to ground power. Cabin utility and IFE passenger seats are both on. Our battery switch obviously is on, or you wouldn't see anything right now, and it is guarded, as is our standby power switch over here. Or I think I just did it backwards, folks. Batteries here, standby power's here. Ugh. I need more coffee after that. All right. Coming down, we just want to make sure we're on ground power. Push it down. These two lights will stay as they are till the engines fire up and we come online with them by us clicking the switches down. Till then, they're not going to work for us. APU will deal with momentarily here. But for now, it's off. The gauge is showing it off. Switch is off. Wipers as well are in the park condition. Next little panel won't take as long. We've already set the circuit breaker lights behind us to medium intensity, and I always turn all of my panel lights up as bright as they can be, minus the background floods. Next up, our equipment cooling, supply, and exhaust are in the normal slot. Emergency lighting, armed, and the switch is guarded. No smoking, and fasten your seatbelt is lit, especially since we were fueling. And again, right wiper is in the park position. Now down here, I'm going to go ahead and deal with the engine start. Being an even day, I go with the right side, which is, if you're familiar with how flight levels are done in the US, there and oh, well, I just threw my thought pattern completely out the window. They're odd. Anyway, I go right with the even days, left with the odd. Gotta love it. All right. Yep. So much for my thought pattern. It was completely flawed from the beginning. All right. Nice. CJ Drums is checking the uptime on us already. Appreciate that, sir. Hope day at Corn Patch is going well, as I said earlier. Top of the panel on the next one. Remember, Boeing is downward, then we come up, down, come up. Airbus, you go the other way. You're going up the panels. And granted, there aren't as many panels. Okay, so our window or windshield heat, window and windshield heat are on. Probe heat's going to stay off for now, as is the anti-ice. We're going to also turn off our electric pumps. Leave on the engine. Coming down, we're just going to check gauges. We can't do anything, I don't think, just making sure with the latest update I got. No, I cannot do anything with the voice recorder. Pressurization looks good. Back up to the top. Voice recorder is in the auto position. We've got our air temperature set the way we want, trim airs on. Our cockpit, forward, aft dials are set for auto. Recirc fans are in auto. Pack left, pack right are in the auto position. We're going to go ahead, move the isolation valve now to on, or open, I'm sorry, as well as turn on both engine bleeds, and we're going to keep the APU bleed off until we have the APU going. Finally, we're going to look at the altitude here. Cruise altitude's 35,000. Landing altitude, for the field we're going into there in Pax River, we are looking at 39 feet above sea level. I'm going to go ahead and bump that to 50 then. You can only do increments of 50, so round up, round down, however you want. All right, folks, that takes care of our overhead panel checks. We are aligned now. Hang on a second. Just making sure with the checklist I haven't missed anything. Okay. Make sure the aircraft's fueled. Now, there's a couple ways to do this. Now, in the Boeing, in the 767, it's real easy. Right up top by your fuel pumps, you'll see the gauge with all the fuels in them, which is nice because then you know which pumps you need to turn on and off. Here, it's in the upper ECAM, and right here. These would be dialing up if we're fueling. Now, in the Zibo, the other place is right here. When this number equals what you're loading equals this number, it goes away, as does the fuel truck. So we are loaded with 16,876 pounds of fuel. All right, now normally I defer to Sim Toolkit at this time. However, this is a in the real world, it's a 737-700 type aircraft, but it's a BBJ. It's the business jet version of that, meaning there isn't 160, 70 seats on board, folks. There's a total, and they can haul a lot of people on these planes, as you've seen in the news. 76 people total. So, not like the C-17 that had upwards to 600 people on it at one day out of Kabul. So, we're going to use a different program today. Let's see if I'm going to get lucky here. Actually, we're just going to ensure that we get lucky. If I can just find it in the list here. Oh, there it is. I'm glad I did that. Hang on. Okay, I'm glad I did this. I assumed it would just come right up, and it did not. Wow. Why is it not coming up? Okay, well, we're not going to be able to bring that page up for some strange reason. There it goes. All right, I knew I'd figure it out eventually. All right, so let's get that program up here. We're just going to put it right in the center. You can see basically our flight planning here. Fuel breakdown, 16,876 pounds. We're loaded with 40 people and 2 passengers. 36 seats await y'all, folks, so feel free to jump aboard, grab a plane. Let's go fly to Pax River. And then this allows me to even do costing, which, you know, okay, fine. It's not doing anything. So fuel. This kind of a different look for y'all, I know. So let's just look at it briefly. Here's our departure airport, BLV, Scott Air Force Base. NHK, Pax River. We're planning runway 24 there. May opt for 32. We'll see when we get there. Altitudes and a quick look. We're going to be looking at 564 miles in flight. Here's our projected takeoff data as of 16Z and landing data. These can be different by the time we get there, plus we won't go flaps 40. So All right, here is again our fuel breakdown. Our route, Gateway 1 to Creep, to J110, to Xander, to Pax River, and we're there. Alternate for today is Andrews Air Force Base. We'll plan a runway 1 right arrival. And the routing there is just simple SPICY to SPICY 2 arrival. And then here's our routing. Pretty simple stuff, folks. All right. And you can see it over here as well. All right, so I need a C-38. Okay, well, we'll look at it, but we'll just take care of it with the C-40 if you don't mind. But thanks for the suggestion, J Drums. Okay, where were we here in the checklist? Cruise and landing altitudes. All right, so let's start thinking about, we've got the aircraft fueled, we've got fastened seatbelts on. Let's get our route, performance initialized, and our N1 and trim numbers. To do that, we start here. Our payload, 8,562, brings us up to the 0 fuel you see, and we've got our CG limits. Now, the tricky part. We don't have the pop-up windows we're used to on PMDG. This aircraft is very close to PMDG standards, folks, but it's not PMDG. Okay, real quick, we're on the route page. Let's go to the next page. You can see there's the Gateway 1 to Creep, J110 to Xander, direct Pax River. So we go to the next page, and again, remember, we're looking for 0 fuel weight of 103. I'm sorry, yeah, 103,606. Close enough. We planned. You know, this is really hard when my cheat sheet's not updated to this. 16.8. 6.8. And by the rounding up, it's at actually 16.9. Okay, the cost index for today. Let us see if I'm going to be lucky in getting that data. I'm looking for it, folks. All right, we're going to go with what we got on the other one, 8.5. I'm sorry, 8.0. Oops, that's our reserve. My bad. Today's reserve will be okay. Looks like 6.0. Now, how do I arrive at that? Well, very simply, folks, what I do is I take the fuel needed to get to my alternate, because I got to make that if I can't get into Pax River, and 2, my 45-minute reserve the FAA demands that I have in the tanks. All right, and today we're flying at flight level 350. All right, winds look like they're going to be 264 at 88, which means we have a tailwind. So that's always a good thing. Now we're going to go to N1 limits. Now with this, we're going to use another program. Let me, I don't know if I have that fired up or not. I sure do. Okay, and that should be here. There it is. Top Cat. and I'm actually going to move it. I think it'll work on the other side. Pretty close. Well, I hope y'all can, oops, all of it's there. Hang on. Well, I hope you all can read the numbers on there. But this basically is our takeoff performance, or takeoff and landing performance calculation tool. Again, it's short TopCat. All right, hang on, just making it easy for me. All right, so you can see the same data we had on the other page. We go to takeoff, click update. Doesn't matter what runway it's on right now. Okay, so right now we're looking at winds of 330 at 8, a temperature of 9 degrees Celsius, and 30.46 for the altimeter. Runway should be dry. And so for 32 right, we have a 10,000 foot runway. Heading 319. We'll need those kind of numbers as we, especially the heading when we get to the control panel. Simply click compute. Okay, and it's saying we can go off at 59 degrees Celsius, which we'll get to in a minute. Actually, we're on that page, on a takeoff 2. Now, basically what that's all meaning, our N1 for takeoff. Okay, imagine it can actually go above 100% if need be. However, for this flight, it's only going to get up to 83.5%. So you can tell easing, you know, the wear and tear on it so they can get it to the proper maintenance time instead of maybe something, you know, needing it done early. All right, so we're going to be takeoff 2. So we select that here. 59. Select that here. Now it says we can and climb out's the same thing. It's not running it at full power. Otherwise, the airlines would actually like that. Scream up to the altitude as quickly as possible. However, due to traffic congestions and all, powering back again saves wear and tear on the engine. So that's what climb 2 is. Now, as it reaches where the engine would run at climb 1, it'll wash itself into that, and then when it reaches climb power, it'll wash into that. And that's usually 12 to 20,000 feet ish. Okay, so we'll leave that all as is. Click the select key by CG. We don't have that information here, but we go to the next page. Let's plug in 330 at 8. Runway slope. If you know how to do it, folks, I can't get it to work. There's no slope anyway, but if you knew how to, you could put that in. But if you put the slash, you can put the heading 319. Okay, we're on a dry runway. If we were wet or contaminated, we could click the line select key to select that, and it will again offset the V speeds, because when you're on a wet runway, V1 has to be where you can get the aircraft stopped on the runway, the fastest speed you can do that from. So if you're up to, say, you know, you're a heavy aircraft like a 747, 767 even, you might find a 10 mile or 10 knot difference between them, because it's got to be able to stop. So, and looking up real quick, 7 degrees is what, here I'll show you again, sorry. 7 degrees right here is right here, so we're good there. Climb 2, these are all fine for now. Next page, we're back to here. 22, we still don't have a trim because we don't have our flaps yet. And we are going out of here flaps uno. Flaps uno. So we're going to go with a trim of 5.5. Now, they're calling in the machine here 134 for V1. That matches. 135, we can make the call. I'm going to go with TopCat just for the fun of it. And then 138 for V2, or yeah, V2. And that's all you do, folks. And this is now set up. There's our runway showing 3 feet to the end that we know is 10,000. But the big takeaway from this page, besides the V, is the trim. We'll keep it on this page for now. Okay, we're going to head back to our checklist. And I know you guys can't see this, and I do apologize. I have tried and can't get it to show up the way I want. So, and the one for the 737 it gets kind of weird. So, all right, so with our route, our performance established, let's get up to the middle here real quick. Set our altimeter, which we know with TopCat, to be 3046. Use the upper knob here, not the back knob. This only switches it between HEPA and inches of mercury. And we got a very high altimeter today, so let's see. 3046. Okay, 460, 440. We'll interpolate that out. The airfield is at, I know it's on here, 442. Yeah, well, that looks good. What I'm doing here, folks, is I'm taking the altimeter. Okay, we set it to 3046, but I'm checking to make sure the altitude meets the elevation. And it's right there. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and set 319 up here, as well as our V2 plus 10. So 138 plus 10. Easy math. That's how I do this, folks. And for now, even though I know there could be a restriction on our limits, I'm just going to put in top altitude. Okay. And we're going to click the flight directors on. Okay. What I'm doing is making sure I didn't screw something up by doing them backwards. Okay. Now let's move to get that APU on, and then we'll put the passengers in place. All right, so APU bleed off. Left aft fuel pump on, lights out. Switched on, start for 3 seconds. It's opening the flap, checking the system out, and then it'll start spooling up. Okay, and then we're just waiting. It should start. There it goes. The EGT is coming up as we look outside, and there's the plume. All right, and once it comes back down here to around 5,000 or 500 or 5,000, whatever the temperature is, 500 probably, it'll light up the APU available. Okay, APU's available. Again, we want the down arrow here in Zibo. Click both of them. Now the APU has control, so we come up here, put that on APU. And we turn the APU bleed on. Folks, we are ready to board. While we're waiting for them to get the peoples on, We're going to go into the middle here. Let's make sure the flight directors, which we do know are on. They're on and on. There we go. Auto throttle off. Okay, V2 is 138 plus 10. That's set in our IA. Whoops, 138, right? Yeah, 148. 319. And our altitude is set. Fuel flow switch to reset. Basically, that is giving us a 0 indication of fuel used. Our minimums are 100. Arrow. Ways to go. Up to 800. Now the nice thing here is it's setting it over here. If you pay attention, you'll see they're set over here, which is nice. Same with your altimeter. 3046, 3046. The only, and I believe, yeah, and the middle one gets set as well, your standby. Fuel flow switch minimums. Okay, landing gear levers down, 3 green. Do our test of our lights, all look good. Go up top, all look good. All the way up, all look good. All the way down. Okay. And then we'll do our individual checks here. Okay. Same thing I'll do for the first officer. I can't remember. Oh, it does. We'll do an oxygen check. Okay. Finally, go down to the middle here. Fuel control, cut off. Trim, we can actually set now to 5.5. About right there. Parking brake set, spoilers are down. Throttles work. Throttles are down. Reversers are down. Parking brake set, yaw damper. Now I'm going to go up here and turn that on. Passengers can now board. What we're going to do in the meantime here, do that for a couple of seconds. And you know what I forgot to do? Oh. CONR 123212, welcome aboard. And alright, and as you can see, I caught myself, I left Top Cat up. So sorry for that, folks. Basically all I'm doing is getting the ground crews going. That's long enough. It's not that many people, and here they come. I'm going to turn my headset up just a little to hear the flight attendant. And we're going to continue on. So here, if you don't believe me that they're boarding, hang on. Whoop. Oh, I'm in the wrong one. Sorry. Yep, there's people back there. Okay, so we're to the pushback and start. Almost. Hang on. And there's the call we were waiting for. Everybody's on board. And I'm just, I didn't, that, second. Just getting my ACARS programmed up and readied. And oh. Okay, and that is now started. And I do want to get one other item going because I forgot connect. Oh, like. All right, so we are ready to get this show on the road. So we got, we're online, VATSIM. Take a few seconds. We'll pull it up so you'll be able to see where we are by clicking a link. We're ready to push. So, screen's clear. So system, okay, so back up to the top panel we go. Actually, before we do any of that, I guess we should think about closing some doors. Okay. And folks, I will be right back. Stand by. Okay, sorry about that, folks. Okay, so we're all buttoned up, and I do apologize. I've been having a lot of stomach issues. They're off and on. They're not daily, thank God. But anyway, do apologize. Okay, so back into the stream of things. Okay, so aircraft's buttoned up. Fuel pumps on because we're not pushing back. See, I remembered. Although I'll probably still do it, folks. Don't worry. Fuel pumps that have fuel. Middle only. Wing tanks are on. I'm pretty sure we don't have center tank. Yeah, we're good. Okay. And lights are on, including anti-collision now. All right, so we are ready to start up. Let's take a look here at Mid-America Airport. They did a pretty good job here in X-Plane. I mean, we found, me and J Drums have found a couple of problems. I just found another. These aren't F4s. Now I can't even remember. They're old Hudsons and a T-39, I believe, up on one. So, yeah, they're close, but, you know, hey, it's better than what FSX does, which is nothing. All right, so now I work at this airport, by the way, folks, just not on this side of the tree line here, on the other side. The control tower is actually right there. The commercial field where Allegiant Airlines comes in and your corporate jets, for the most part, land over on our side. And I work in the public safety area. So, I want to do one more thing here before we start cranking on the engines. And stand by. Someone told me I need to be doing this more so people know we're online. And so I'm going to get that going. So if they want to join in, they're more than welcome to. All right. Just wanted to get a message out on Discord. The Big Marcus is in the studios, folks. There he is. Hope everything in the UK is going well. And we are about to head over to Pax River, Maryland. Okay, let's get into plane and start her up. All right, so we're on the APU already. We'll double check everything showing that we are, so we'll click off. Of course, the light never goes off. For those familiar with the plane, we're all set here while we're doing this. We're going to go to ground service, disconnect, disconnect. And I like to look outside, folks. Okay, here we go. We're good to go there. So for engine start, I'm going to walk you through it real quick. We got to select the engine ignition. We already have. We're on the right side. Then we're going to turn the packs off. Okay. We're on the right. And then we're going to start up engine number 2 first. That's going to be the one on the first officer side or the right side of the aircraft. Again, everything is orientated from the pilot seat looking out the cockpit for those new to the industry. There we go to ground. We come down here. I'll zoom in. I think I can do it this. Nope, I can't do it this way. And we'll go ahead and be nice. Turn the engines on down here as well. When we hit 17, no more than 25, bring your fuel control lever up to idle. And she'll start spooling up. You see your fuel numbers rising. as well as up here the EGT. And again, I wish I could pop these out for y'all to see them. I'm just going to put that in climb so we don't just see select the FMC or not. Okay, and then the start switch at about, well, it tells me here. Well, no, it doesn't. I think it's around 40, 50%. It'll come back to off. Okay, so we got the right side fired up. Let's get the generator on. Let me make sure we're stable. And by stable, our numbers aren't moving. Oil temp, quantities look good, vibes look good, pressure up, and looks good. So we're going to go back up to the top. Same thing for engine number 1, which is on the captain's side of the aircraft, or the left side. Okay, we got it on ground. It's spooling up. Again, once we get to 17, we'll move this up to idle. Okay. Fuel flow is introduced. EGT's coming up, N1's coming up, N2 continues. We can't see at that angle. Doggone it. I was kind of hoping. Oh well. Anyway, folks, around 50 is when they come back to off, and then they settle down not soon, soon thereafter. I was hoping to show it to you, but I can't. Or it's just been so long that I just can't. So we make sure that we're going to go up to the upper panel. We're going to turn the generator on for engine number 1. We're going to bring the hydraulics on. Oh, we're already on because we're not pushing. We're going to take the AC DC voltmeter, not the rock group again. We're going to put her on Gen 1. Probe heat, we can go ahead and turn on. Wings and engine, we're going to keep them off for now. Left and right packs can come back on. And then we're going to turn the isolation valve to auto. And then APU bleed to off. Finally, APU itself off. And we're fired up, folks. Okay, want to do a quick search here. We just let's see. All right. Getting our transponder to TA. All right, and what we're looking at here, folks, our active COM1 frequency is VATSIM's Unicom channel. Oh, Kansas City Center is up. Go figure. Okay, and just have a standby figure. Actually, we'll go ahead and plug that in because we're going to have to talk to them. 25725. Oh, you know what? I put the wrong runway in. I just realized that. I'm on the wrong side for the one I put in. I put 32 right in. I'm actually on 32 left. All right, so 725, we've got the transponder there. Let's go ahead, get our clearance, and then we'll get going. I'm glad I looked because I would have got going. All right, let's see, real quick while we're doing radios. Actually, we're good. All right, so we got all our radios set. Time to talk to ATC. Okay, we'll get our flap set. Let's get everything ready to go. As well as my cheat sheet here, so I can write down the clearance he's going to give me. So Clarence can get us going. Hope there's no quirks with this like there are with the others, so we'll find out. Kansas City Center, reach 18 with you. Request IFR clearance to Pax River.
Reach 18 Kansas City Center, good afternoon, clear to the Patuxent Naval Air Station. Gateway 1 departure creep transition, then as filed, maintain 5,000, expect level 35010 minutes after departure. Departure frequency will be with me, squawk 4716.
Okay, reach 18 cleared gateway 1 to creep, then as filed 5,000 initially, 10 minutes later to flight level 350. We'll squawk 4716 and departures with you. We're ready to taxi.
Reach 18, read back correct, set for 32 left.
Affirm, we're set for 32 left.
Reach 18, runway 32 left, taxi via Golf Alpha, the sky altimeter 3046.
Copy, Golf Alpha to 32 left, reach 18. All right, let me do that real quick here. And how you do a quick change like that when you screw up like I did, you just come up here, click gateway, creep, 32 left, execute. Yes, my takeoff speeds are gone, clear. That's on me, no big deal. Performance stays the same, N1 will stay the same, takeoff, that will change. Get Top Cat, I'll do this real quick and then we're moving. 32 left, and just so you know, that's an 8,000 foot runway, folks. Compute. 135. We'll just go with it. 135. Looks like the same numbers. Just 300 feet left at the end of the runway. It is the exact same numbers, by the way, folks. There we go. And we're reprogrammed. Everything's the same. We're only going to have about 400 feet of runway when we roll down this pup. So, let me do a quick cursory look here at Mid-America, Scottside, Golf Alpha. Okay. Here we go, folks. Parking brakes off. Forward. And since I know there's a big plane right next to us, although I don't know if he's right by us, I'll go ahead and go this way. Yeah, he was right there, so. Oh, we had a stand. Never mind. We would have been fine. By the way, they don't have KC-10s here. KC-135s they have, but not KC-10s. And I hate that they put them there because they're too big for this ramp. They actually park them sideways. Or way out of the way. Okay, let me get my taxi lights on now. Okay. Now, y'all are still going, why are your wing lights still off? Well, I'm about ready to explain that as soon as we get on to golf. Yeah, a lot of times the KC-10s will park here or sideways, like I said, on the ramp, or all the way down beyond where we were on the ramp. Okay, we're on the taxiway. As promised, I wanted to get that link up and going, so I'm doing that right now.
Second.
Oops. Ah, we're taxiing. Go pilot, wake up. Oh, I forgot I had to use my push to talk switch. Alright, I wish there was a way to interrupt that, but anyway. On to Alpha we go. Alright, so why the wing light stays off? In the Zibo, one of the triggers that it has is when you turn the wing lights on. Odd. It is. And it does this as well. Let me get those back on.
Prepare for takeoff, please.
That's what it does every single time, folks. So, that's how I prevent it.
Have a good flight.
You already told us that once. See if I got anything else. Nope. Okay, home. Back up. Alright. We're almost there, folks. Back in the 80s, I used to work at this airport, Scott Air Force Base, in the crash department, ARF rescue now. And we would stand by on the aerovacs, push back right into here. We had a back end spot so we could sit out there and wait. Because some days in the spring and fall when the birds...
1-8, check your transponder, squawk 4716.
Oh, dadgummit, he's right. Sorry about that, Center. Squawking 4716 now.
H18, wind 330 at 8, gust 15, fly runway heading, runway 32 left, clear for takeoff.
Runway heading, cleared for takeoff, reach 18. Alright, real quick through the checklist here. Engine start switches to continuous. It's one click to the right. You make the turn. Strobes on, and that's all the way up on this one. Okay. Landing lights on. Let's see, auto brake. We'll get that here as soon as I get us straightened out. Headed for the runway itself. That's right here to RTO. And finally, TCAS to TARA. One more click. Line up and get ready to go. Okay, heading bug is with that. We're cleared to 5,000, so I got to reset that as well. Oh, did that again to me. Where did I click? Yeah, I'll just stick it out of the way for now. Alright, VNAV set, radar set, lost my place. Heading bug, oh yeah, down to 5,000, and here we go, folks. Bring her up to 60%. 70, I think, is what it really reads. Let's get rid of this. Toga. 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 And she likes to pull.
80 knots. V1 rotate.
I don't think that's 400 feet, folks.
Positive rate.
You're up.
$400. $1,000.
Reach 18, radar contact, altitude passing.
Reach 18's airborne through 2000.
Reach 18, radar contact, climb maintain level 350, return for you here shortly.
Copy. Continue climb to 3,000 or 35,000. Reach 18.
Reach 18, turn right heading 040.
040 for reach 18. Flaps up.
Reach 18, clear direct Twyla, resume the Gateway 1 departure.
Clear direct Twyla. Reach 18. Dang it. This thing's reprogrammed the way I liked it. Legs. This thing is getting in the way. Okay. And we'll set that up a little. There we go. And we're on LNAV. Okay. A lot went on there, folks. Jack Hero 2018, welcome aboard. Hope you have a good day. Sorry, folks, if I've missed any of you while we were first time chat too. Welcome. All right, so there we go, folks. We got flaps up. We're at 250. Go ahead. Oh, my goodness. I'm going to have to get rid of some of this stuff. Starting to drive me nuts, these C lists. Okay, and we're accelerating. I gotta remember how I stow this. It's somewhere up here that I clicked. Oh, I wish I remembered where I click. Top of paper? Is that? Oh, I think you were giving me the hint, and I. There it is. Thanks, Jack Hero. I didn't catch the clue there when you said top of paper until. Oh, top of paper. Sorry about that. Wow, good captain in this seat, huh? All right, so we're continuing on. Let's get the landing gear off. Oh boy, and here, here, and here. Again, folks, welcome aboard. Okay, Okay, I'm not sure why it did that. I wasn't paying attention to the nav display. Just making sure I got all my stuff done. Take off and climb. Flaps, auto brakes. Flaps are up. And we'll turn the engines back to off, or ignition won't be. Oh man, I'm gonna have to take over here. She's all over the sky. Hang on a second. Heading select. And we're going to get rid of this for now. And what I'm going to do is hit Jigsy. Come back and LNAV. See if that works. Okay, we just crossed 18,000, so we'll go to standard. Make sure we're standard over there, and our engines to off. And that takes us to cruise, folks. Alright, we don't have fuel in the center. Firming up on course here. Just want to watch, make sure. Alright, a lot of things happened. A lot of things good and bad I did. I don't know how I pull that checklist up. I know I clicked somewhere up here and it allowed it. So I don't want to do that again. Alright, well, we'll worry about that another time.
This is Delta 623. I am at KORD, ready for a pushback.
You're in the wrong sector there, KORD, but he'll take care of you. And we don't have descent procedures to worry about, so we're still climbing. Alright, we are getting awfully close to exiting here, so I forget where the actual exit is. Alright, Jigsy, Bible Grove. That's pretty much where we go out, is Bible Grove. Let's see here. Alright, let's take a look outside, folks. Get something better, since I keep wanting to screw up when I'm inside here. See if she corrects herself. Don't think so.
Delta 623, radio check.
Delta, your radio's working fine. I think you're in the wrong sector. That's O'Hare up there, Chicago. And that was from Reach 18 down here in Kansas City. Did we lose Kansas City or what? They usually do that for me. I guess he's, oh heck, he's got a ground. Oh well, I did my due diligence and good deed for the day. Trying to figure out why I've got a dotted line here. Okay, and we are on our way, folks. That's Carlisle Lake, for those of you familiar out here. Big Mockus, no, I'm not actually. What I've done, okay, when we took off, the controller said 040, and then eventually I got direct Twyla. So we went direct Twyla, and for some reason it was coming back hard on it, and I didn't catch why.
Kansas City Airport Station uniform current, wind 0403045.
Didn't catch why, but then I went direct Jigsy, and I should now be on the course you just saw coming up. Oh, don't worry, we love backseat pilots here. And there's Jigsy, so I should be turning. Put that there. I'm starting to not like C-List. Wish I knew why we got this dotted line, though. That one is new to me. Oh, there's the reason. Duh. Now it's got me turning back. What's going on to Jigsy? Now I thought I hit There we go. Now we're set. Now I figured it out. I would have swore I hit execute. And for all of those out there saying it, yeah, I know, obviously I did not. So, we are on our way. Our flight crews are bank angle now set 10 degrees, and we'll take it to 10 degrees. Of flight level 300, it is. We're direct work. Then Kelly, Shelbyville, and Creep, and then we'll be off. We should be clearing KC airspace here anytime. Out of curiosity, who's running KC today? Ryan Pitt. Okay, he did a great job. That I must say, he did a good job.
Leaving airspace to the East Indianapolis Center offline, radar service terminated, frequency change approved, have a good day.
Reach 18 copies. Thanks for the ATC. Great job. We'll catch you another day.
See ya.
Okay, so we are off Kansas City. Kansas City, here I come. Oh, sorry, folks. Horrible singing voice. Shouldn't have done that. Oh my gosh, look at my people leaving. Oh. Oh man, that's fine. Top of climb isn't far out, and we're looking at still 1 hour to our destination. Heading bug. Set. Work is coming up.
$1,000 to go.
All right, let's see how this one levels off. See how my trim looks because I moved it. It should be pretty good. We'll see. There we go. Okay, there's work. All right. Now, as you see C-list coming up here a couple times with checklists as we hit our fix, it's saying 10 degrees, or we saw the one for 10 degrees. Oh yeah, cabin lighting. We are now in just about cruise. Cabin lighting. Took me a while to find it once, folks. It's right here. We need to be cruise for passengers. White, medium for right here for the entry area. And then we'll make an announcement. See how she does. Doing pretty good.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck, we've reached our cruising altitude. Looks like we are anticipating on-time arrival. You're going to head and turn off the seatbelts this time. Just remember, if you are in your seats, keep your seatbelts fastened in case we do experience any unexpected turbulence. Enjoy the flight, and if there's anything we can do to make your ride, to let a member of the crew know.
All right, we'll see if the switch turned. It did not. Okay, and we are now in cruise, folks. Little under an hour to go, 55 minutes. Well, let me take a look ahead of the flight here real quick. ATC. We have no ATC as of right now in the DC area or Indianapolis, New York, or Chicago, Cleveland. So we are going to go ahead and plan our arrival. Find Pax River here on the chart. There it is. It's right now reporting overcast of 4,700 feet, 12 degrees, 10-mile visibility. So it's VFR, but here, let's just bring it in. They're working their way through the aisles. We gave you plenty of seat room. There's only 76 seats completely on the plane and only 40 on it. Oh, let's see here. Let's see. First thing we're going to do, let's see. All right, so here's the route. Actually, we're a little zoomed in, a little tight. Okay, we just came about right here, so you can see what we have left to go. Here's Pax River. And you can see the weather. We're looking at 330 at 7, 10 miles, and overcast at 4,700 feet. So hopefully we'll get a good 3-2 arrival there. So let's go ahead, clear that. clear Mid-America. And let's get Pax River up. And let's take a look at the runways. Okay, looks like we're going to be doing an RNAV approach no matter which one we go to, which we're going to go for 3-2. Okay, let's bring charts in. Okay, so here's our route again. You can kind of see it here outlined. And we're going to kind of hope to put this in a good position to see as we build. Okay, I'm just going to move that chart over. Perfect. Okay, another heading bug. Okay, so we got Kelly next, then Shelb. Let's go to the progress page. Estimated right now 384 miles to our top of descent. Now, let's plug in our arrival. DEP ARR key brings us to this. Now we're going to select KNHK and the arrival. Okay, now with the winds that we have, I really like 3-2. So let's bring up 3-2. Let's zoom in a little bit. We're going to do a quick down and dirty arrival. Here's our frequencies we could get from ETC. But what we're looking at is the second line, RNAV, our final approach, 316 at KBLV, KOLVE, 1600 feet MSL. We need to be descending at that point and be at that altitude, folks. There may not be a glide slope here with this RNAV, so we need to be doing it. So 1600 feet for sure at KBLV, and then we descend in at a 3-degree glide path. This chart here takes care of that with your speeds. So for this plane, since we got, I'm going to guess right around 140, so we're going to do about 700 to 740 on our arrival. Transition will be NHK. Let me take a look. I'm going to look offline here. Where is PAX? PXT. Doesn't show up on the chart. That's why I wanted to see. No, we'll just do that. We'll do the transition, go out, hit the hold. Well, actually, all we're going to do is go out. So we'll be outbound. 3-1 would be 136. Procedure turn back at Gypst and come back in. And that we need to be at 2,500 feet when we're doing that. Okay, so now it's all active, so we'll go to route, legs. Okay, so that way we go direct NHK out to Kipst. Procedure hold, so we'll go out, come back around like I said. Back inbound to Kalv. Then to runway 32 right. Or 32 right. 32, sorry folks. One thing we did not pay attention to, 1,600 feet is what we want here. Okay. 2,500 or above. Okay. Okay, hang on. Oh, 135. I see what it's saying. Okay. No, we're not going to go out and across there to get, so we're just 135 to get out here. Procedure turned back in. Okay. I just wanted to make sure. Okay, so now 368 will have 12 pounds of, or 1,200 pounds of fuel. Actually, that sounds low. Anyway, we'll have plenty of fuel. Okay, and then once on the ground, 3-2 right, we'll try for this one, more than likely Bravo, but we'll try for a Charlie or see what we can do. Our goal, parking right here where base ops is. Again, we'll see where we end up at. Alright, so we've got the box programmed. Now, we just have to sit back and relax, enjoy the ride. Let's get a little entertainment music going in the background. Alright, and if that gets too loud or anything, folks, let me know. We'll get that turned down. But we're on our way. So let's pull charts away. Get us up here. Nope, let's... Okay, so let's... come down here, catch up our, so we're to the descent. Okay, there we go, folks. And again, folks, those of you all not familiar with this, this is actually not completely accurate. Hang on a second here. The C-40s that the U.S. Air Force has, they're actually 737 BBJs, which are modeled off the 700, not the 800. So, a little longer than you would expect, but overall, you know, it looks fine. Again, they don't pack the people on like they do in the airline world. 76 seats. It's set up for, as they're going from, say, Mid-America to Andrews or to Pax River, meetings are able to go on, so they've got compartments inside plus the seating, and like I said, it's only for 76 people. Usually it's a lot less. I have been told Space A people in the military meeting, if a space is available, can get on, but I'm not sure if it's rank restricted or what, but yeah, it's a VIP plane, no doubt. But we are now at our cruise of 35,000, looking at 43 minutes to Pax River. Enjoy the ride. Alright, so what'd I miss? Had to get a cup of coffee, folks. The breakfast and lunch of champions. Okay, while we're still 40 minutes or so out, we can also start, but we're not going to officially call these our approach numbers. Oh, sorry about that. Didn't want to cough in your ears. Let's hop into cockpit here real quick. What I'm going to do is go through here, bring Top Cat up. We're going to go through it early here. Let's see. Get an idea what our arrival figures are going to be. So here was our takeoff. So this other half, the landing, is done here. What I'd love to be able to show you is the ACAR portion of this. But I can't get window and window to open up. I don't understand what's wrong with it. So that's okay. We can, we're not doing 15. We're going to go 30. I'll set it for auto land, but we'll take over. And brakes 3. Yeah, that should be good. All right, so we're going to be on runway 32. That's our goal. I can check here what our estimated landing weight will be off of Professional Flight Planner. We're estimating 111776. Okay, cool. And let's update our weather. All right, so we have some new weather out. We'll have to look at that on the map. Well, on the map here shortly. Winds are 330 at 10, so runway 32 is perfect. Headwind of 10. Temperatures up a degree. And our altimeter 3022. However, we now have a wet runway. So that's going to change. Well, we haven't really established anything, but now we have a wet runway to deal with. Okay, so for the approach with flaps 30, we're looking at speed of 140. Reference speed, which is our target landing speed, is 130. Should only use about 5,600 feet of runway, leaving us about 4,100 feet at the end. So about halfway down the runway, little more than. That's cool. So that's preliminary. That's 45 minutes out. We'll see. We'll do another one at top of descent just to be safe. Okay, so away with Top Cat. So what I'll do while I'm here, let's get up here real quick. Okay. All right, so here's the map. Here's Pax River. The security areas for the DC area. Excuse me. And as you can see, the weather updated. We have light rain now, a few clouds at 2,000, still 4,300 overcast, so we're still VFR. But conditions could be getting worse. Let me see. This kind of gives you an idea. Similar, we're going into about right here, folks. So you can see the wall of rain coming. And we're crossing Dayton right now. Well, north of it. And then we're going to start hooking down into the Pax River area. Okay. Well, this song's getting to be really... Hopefully. Yeah, that one was pretty annoying. Sorry about that, folks. That's Pretzel Rocks. I'm just running their Happy EDM. I wasn't very happy with that song. If you're one of the artists on that, sorry. Real quick, let's get our heading updated. There we go, to 094. And let's get back outside the plane. As you can see, we're starting to find that wall of clouds. Now, on Zibo, we leave the wing light on. I told you as we took off, every time you turn it on, flight attendants prepare for landing or for takeoff. Kind of sucks when you're landing, isn't it? So we leave it on. Real world, it would have been turned off. Usually at 18,000 feet or transition. 18,000 is a better one, only because get over in Europe, folks, you can have transitions at 3,000 feet. So, and I mean, the wing light really isn't going to be an identifying thing, but it does illuminate your wing, hence wing light for ice. Ice, ice, baby. Now let's get back here into the chat and see what's going on. Okay, we'll get to that when we actually get to top of descent. All right, now looking back through the chat, yeah, looks pretty. I just want to make sure I haven't missed anything other than the songs. But Litif, welcome aboard. DFB, welcome aboard. Oh, this C list is really annoying. It's annoying. Welcome aboard, folks. Hope you all have a great ride. We're in the C-40, the U.S. Air Force's VIP, one of the VIP transports. Gonna have to look up the number on the tail. I don't know if that's one that's based at Scott or not, but we have 4 of them at Scott. And then we have a lot of little C-21 Learjets assigned there, as well as a squadron of KC-135s, Air National Guard. So then you have where I work, Mid-America, where Allegiant Air comes in. So 2 separate sides, but joined by a 10,000 or a 10,000 foot, 5,000 foot run taxiway. See, I don't remember we're supposed to be getting bumped around like we are, so I'm thinking that's something to do with yeah, I'm not showing any air mets out. Let's scroll down. Yeah, no air mets or SIGs for our route, except for getting in. We'll start getting bumped around as we get into West Virginia and all, but moderate chop at 18,000 to the surface. So we'll kind of see what we're doing here. Something I forgot to turn off, folks. Sorry. That way we can see any TCAS traffic out here. The blips are terrain. And over here, I'm going to set it to weather, even though I know it isn't going to pull anything because I don't have active sky. Okay, at Xander is where we're going to start picking up the turbulence, and I think we are, so guess what? Let's come over here. I just wanted to hear it. Sorry. We're starting to get bumped around here quite a bit, so go ahead and probably not let them out of their seats the rest of the way. Okay, looking down here, we're 195 miles out from our top of descent. Alright folks, so as you've seen, you can a couple of messages came up. One, there's a calendar that a young lady who used to visit our airport quite a bit, taking aircraft pictures, quality pictures, folks, that you would see in magazines and websites. Well, she has a calendar out. There's a website showing how to get your hands on one of those. Matter of fact, I'll just help her along here. It comes up every so often. If you click that link, folks, it'll take you over to where you can order one. They're not too badly priced, and they're great photos, folks. 12 of them every, one for each month. So we don't get anything to help her out here. We're just like I said, helping. We're not in the business to make money off of this. So, boy, are we getting bumped around up here. Also, if you're liking the stream, folks, feel free to click follow. We would love to have you follow us along. Tomorrow, we're going to kind of continue the military theme, except we're going to switch gears into craft, which is the Civil Reserve Air Fleet. Okay, why are you leaning like that? Hang on a second. Now I'm starting to get concerned with fuel. It all looks like it's draining evenly. Let's go up here. Okay. No, we actually have... Oh, well. Never had to do this in flight, but we'll give it a chance. See if we can't... But if you're interested in following, folks, we would sure to love have you click follow. You'll see where we're heading every time we go live. We also have a Discord channel. You're welcome to join. We're in the process of setting up a group flight. We're down to 3 options unless someone hits me with a better one. Birmingham, Alabama to Philadelphia or back. Either way, folks, we haven't just set... we're just putting 2 points out there for you. Which way we go, we'll decide upon setting this up. Okay, we're even on fuel now. Okay. There we go. Let's see if that helps. So, Birmingham to Philadelphia. Another one we're looking at is Miami to Toncontín down in Honduras. It's one of the more challenging approaches out there, folks. Would have been basically west to east. I don't remember the runway numbers since it's been a while since I flew it. Another one that a lot of people are kind of jumping on board with, but I'm not trying to sway votes, is Naples to Lake Geneva, Switzerland. That one seems to be piquing a lot of people's interest. So, and again, we could depart Lake Geneva heading down to Naples, either way. But yeah, so those are the 3 right now. And we also have a place if you want to throw one in that's even better. What I look for are places that are scenic, or with a challenge, or both. Birmingham and Philadelphia, you're going to fly over the Appalachians, and Philadelphia, a little bit heavier traffic there. Toncontín, obviously, for the approach. Lake Geneva for the Swiss, and I don't put you don't have to fly X-plane like I am. You can fly whatever sim you want. FS-98 if you still have it, and it still works. So... we're just gonna pick a Saturday, probably around noontime Central Daylight Time here in or Central Standard Time at that point in the U.S. And we're just gonna fly out, and we get a lot of interest. I may reach out to other streamers and see if they would be interested in flying it too. So, but for now, we're trying to build our base up so we at least for sure have people, and if we get others from other streams, great. Love to have them aboard. Yep, Juneau is a spectacular run. This time of the year, it starts getting challenging because the weather, well, it's going way south right now up there, so cold. But that LDA in on runway 8 is unbelievable. And if the scenery's set up right, there's actually lead-in lights to help you in, one, get your be able to come in under a little bit lower minimum to be able to turn in for the runway. So a lot of sceneries don't include it. So, but Orbix does. I do know that, but I don't know if they make it for X-Plane. But I've flown into it a couple times. Well, that LDA, you got to make that turn, and that can get kind of tricky there in good old Alaska. Controllers also love to inject their fun by one way in, one way out. It's not a one way in, one way out airport. Alaska actually flies right out the channel towards Seattle. So, I mean, you can take off both ways. So, but I've had a lot of go, oh, you can't do that. Well, yeah, I can. And they've also come in where they've hooked in for the 2.6. They're really close to the mountains, but they have been able to do it. So, yeah. There are videos of them right up, climbing out, hugging those mountains. And they tell the passengers ahead of time, don't be surprised if you see mountains right out your window. But it is beautiful. Folks, I can't even begin to praise Alaska. I mean, it is truly God's country up there. And boy, is it beautiful. Yeah, you got to get past the cold in the winter. Folks, in the summer, I've heard it is really beautiful. And you hunters, oh my goodness, it's a paradise for you up there. The other thing you have to get past about Alaska if you want to live up there, unless you're in Anchorage, Fairbanks, or points in between those two, as well as Skagway, Haines, I think those are the only other two, maybe Valdez. They're the only ones physically connected to the mainland, meaning there's actually roads to the mainland out of them. The rest of them, it's by boat, by maybe train, again, if it's there, and plane. That's it, folks. But beautiful country. Unbelievable up there. What do we got here? Yeah, Alaska's a very beautiful, it's a hidden secret in the United States. A lot of us know about it. I'll give you another good case point. When my dad was in the military back in the 60s, he had a couple friends get assigned somewhere up in Alaska. Not always Elmendorf and Anchorage, but there were a lot of remote bases out there. They would cringe. Oh my gosh, I'm going up to Alaska. Ooh. They couldn't pry them out when it was time for orders to go somewhere else. They wanted to stay after their tour up there. So it's just that beautiful up there. So that's possible. You know, I've been toying with throwing an Alaska route on it. That just, you know, I may keep that in the back of my mind if we end up in a draw and really throw a hook at them. Alright, let me do an ATC check here. We're beginning to draw close to our top of descent. Now at 90 miles out. Alright, let's start up on our checklist. We do have something that starts at 90 miles. Alright, so let's get our official numbers. Good old Top Cat. Update. Weather's still the same, folks. Perfect for flight sim flying. I'm going to go ahead and turn on the engine ice just to be safe. What's the temperatures again? 11. Okay, so we won't need the, well, we're going to go ahead. We'll go with wing as well, just on the safe side. Okay, so still 140 and 130. Okay, got that written down. And push that in here. So now to put that into the FMC, folks, so we can get this programmed up here, we'll go to the INT ref page. Make sure you're on the approach reference. Okay, then we're going to click the line select by flaps 30 degrees, 131. Since we want it at 130, clear and put a 0 in. So now we have 30 at that. Okay. That drives me nuts, folks, by the way. Okay, so 130, 130, 30, and 30 over here on the PFD. Oh, you can't see that. Okay, so what I did is I clicked here. That came up as 30 and 131. I just clicked clear and it backs it up one space, put the 0 in, put it here, and then that reference will show up here. Okay, so that gets us set up for the descent numbers wise. We're still 70 miles out. So, nope, I don't need that. I need the checklist. Okay, so let's take a look at the FMC here real quick. Legs page. That didn't help. I was looking to see what our altitude's going to be coming across the VOR. Let's come across at 3,000. We're going to descend to 4,000. All right, so we're set there. Let's make sure we don't start descending. Oh, these C-list things drive me nuts. Okay, well, we'll start finally looking at this, even though we haven't had a need to. Zoom in, because there is something I do want to show a lot of y'all that aren't used to it. Okay, there you go with the weather still showing the same. Okay, so we got the weather. Okay, transition level. Now, if you want to make sure you're at the right transition levels, you go to your descent page. Okay, and then you click forecast. Now, the descent page, depending on the aircraft, sorry folks, didn't want to cough in your ears again. If you're in like the 767 where there's just a VNAV page, click it and then page to the descent page. Once you get to descent, click forecasts and that'll put you to where it's at. Obviously, we don't have to worry about it here. A lot of times the aircraft in Flight Simulator will put that number in. Verify it. And it's correct here. Okay, local QNH, we can pre-program when we're coming down. It'll show up in white underneath standard, and then once we click the STD button, it goes to that number. As a matter of fact, we'll go ahead and put that in. We just had it come up here. 3022. I'll show you what I mean. Okay, so barometers over here. Okay, all that's doing is it's now armed. It's the same thing like if you click localizer or approach, you'll get LOC and glide slope up here. In white, they're armed. It's not active until it's green. Okay, we've got our fix and information in. Distance rings are set the way we want. Decision altitude. Okay, let me get back to the chart. Actually, we are going to switch to radio for our decision height. 298. Okay, we're now within 30 miles. RNIP and ANIP are looking real good. We're only 0.3 off course. ANIP 0.4. Actual navigation performance. Everything's looking good. Okay. Oh, nav frequencies. We don't really have any, but we'll tune in 1025. So we don't have an ILS, folks. So all we're doing is dialing in a VOR. In the real world, this would be a TACAN, which does not show up down here. ILS, GLS, or that. Okay, so we got that dialed in. Okay, it's not picking up yet, but we're going to want an inbound course. 316. Okay, bear with me a second, folks. I want to grab this for I like this song. I really like this song, so I had to make sure I had it over on Spotify for other uses. Okay, so we've got our courses in, altitude bug set, 9 miles out, landing performance set, flaps will be 30 and 130. Auto brakes, 3. And then we'll do the yoke checklist here real quick. Okay, pressurization and landing altitude set, ADI set, brief, and bug set. Okay, and then we got to get over to the cabin lighting real quick. Actually, let's do our descent, if it's not already. Okay, we should be nosing over now. This is our descent. See if we hit it. Okay, so we are in our descent. This is our cues right here. Let me zoom in for you. This and this is equivalent to that green ball in the Airbus for you guys that fly them. We want that as close to the middle as possible. And that puts us on the right path. Okay, and then these 2 green lines or dots here are when we should hit 10,000 feet and when we should slow to 250 and should be at it. Okay, and now last thing we got to do is cabin lighting. And I hit the wrong button here. Landing. We're overspeeding. Catch that in a minute. Cabin lighting, white, right. Okay. Okay, as you heard, we're on our way, and looks like NHK has come in. Bank angle to 25 degrees. You just come up so we can see here's the dial, it's the outer ring. Okay, we're back to 25. Airspeed's good. And we're on glide path. All right, let's take a look. We haven't done that much on the flight. Okay, here we go, folks. Taking a look. Pretty soupy where we're going. All right, folks, now would be a good time, if you're up to it, to put in a prediction. It's by the exclamation point, space, the word predict, space, minus key, and whatever number you want. So it looks something like this. Nope, I think I did it wrong. There we go. And that's what you'll get when you put it in correctly. Your guess has been recorded. Whoa. Easy, girl. Okay, she should settle down now, before I put spoilers spoilers out. Okay, we're trying to control it with the trim. Alright, she is still wanting to send like a rock. Okay, and we'll click standard and you see how it went right to 3022. Okay, we're going to dial down. Okay, we'll watch this thing a little bit, make sure everything's good. We're set up for our arrival. Okay, gonna let the music kind of fade out there and get into a more sterile cockpit here. Alright, so I just put out the lights. We don't have them on yet. Got about 5,000 to go for that. All right. Okay, everything V card set, minimums all set, retractable lights are ready. And we're on glide path again. Okay. VNAV, LNAV's good. All right. All right, we are now see if should slow us here. Okay, it's not. So we're going to click speed intervention and we're going to slow it down ourselves to 240. Speed brakes up. Now a combination of angle of descent and no power is going to get us slowed down to 240. Bring us back on glide path. But that's how you take over speed, folks. This button allows you, like you would on the 7.6, to just push it. 7.4 as well. Where you would push this as well, you can just click the interventions right here. Okay, so we're at 240. Let's get the speed brakes down. She should continue down on her own. And we'll also get the lights on now. So we'll just hit the gang bar to turn them on. APUs. Okay. Cabin differential looks good. Fasten seatbelts. Okay. Okay. Heading bug is good. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Okay. Yeah, that's why I'm not liking C-List, folks. Okay, over here, I'm going to go ahead and make the announcement.
Flight attendants, please prepare the cabin for landing.
All right. Here we go, folks, into the soup. And I'm going to go here. All right, so final check here of traffic in the Pax River area. Okay. Go into the clouds. Let's get some anti-ice on. I'm going to go ahead and start slowing us to 220. Now we're going to set for 2500. Okay, there's 2,500. Yeah, we know. $135 to chips. We're gonna take over. Oh, we popped out. Okay, and we're at 25, slowing. Okay. At chips, what I'm gonna do is slow us to 190 so we can start using our flaps. And let me do a quick look at our chat room here real quick. Okay, and we're going to execute that turn now. Now the procedure turn, we're going to keep it to the left. And folks, I am not going to do this right. I can already tell you, so feel free to let me know what I did wrong. And we're starting our 1-minute timer. It looks like we might have glide slope here. Okay, we got about 15 more seconds, and then what we're going to do is turn to the right, come in to intercept our inbound course. Okay, so there's a minute. Okay, and at the same time, I'm going to slow us down.
$1,000 to go.
Okay, I'm going to put in some flaps. Go to flaps 5. Okay, so we're on the inbound course. I'm going to go ahead now and set up 160 up here. Once we cross Gypsed, then we're going to descend to 1600. And at Gypsed, I'm putting the gear down. Okay, I think I have the runway in sight. We'll see. Okay, final checks here. Auto brakes are set. Let's get the speed brakes set. Armed. Get the landing gear in about 2 miles. All right, folks, we are on the final approach course into runway 32 at Pax River Naval Air Station. We're level at 2,500 feet. We're about to descend to 16 unless we get on glide slope, which I'm not sure we're going to do. Okay.
Thousand to go.
Gear down. Flaps 15. All right, so final checks here with the gear down. Taxi lights all on. Okay. We'll make a nice 900 foot a minute descent here to Glove at 1,600 feet. Go ahead and pull us down to flaps 25. We're going to go ahead and set up for 140. We'll keep it at 150 till we get to Glove, then we'll slow up. Runway definitely in sight. I'm not sure we're going to get a glide slope out of this, but we'll find out. Comes 1,600 feet. Last altimeter check. Pax River traffic, reach 18, 5 mile final, gear down, runway 32. Okay, let's start slowing to 140. We'll use the level. Well, it just darkened, so we're going to find out. Okay, we're slowed to 140, flaps full. 1,600 feet by Glove, and looks like we are cleared to land. Well, I'll be doggone. It's going to do it for me. Wow. Okay, so it took the descent. All right, so what I'm going to do is help it along here. Flaps full. We're on a 30. Flaps 30. 130 approach. Final check. Speed brake armed. Gear down. 3 green. Auto brakes on. Speed brakes armed. And we're flaps 30 and 30. Winds are 333 at 10 currently. Lane's mine.
1,000.
1,000 feet, stabilized, Mr. Perch, altitude set.
What he just said. We're landing. Okay, we're getting a little low, so let's kick in a little bit of power to bring her up. Little tricks there, folks. The power will bring you up a little, but you gotta be ready to pull it back when you're back in line.
500.
Right on course. Again, 130.
400.
Yes, is VREF.
Approaching minimums.
Landing. Yeah, it doesn't look like any buildings.
Minimums.
Okay, getting a little. Okay, push in a little more power. Somehow I don't think those trees are that close.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Okay, we got reverse. Idle,
80 knots.
reverse off. Auto brakes off. Clear the runway at least. Okay, it looks like we are gonna make Charlie. All right, folks, welcome to Naval Air Station Pax River. No buildings at all. Doesn't surprise me. Let's come to a stop here and put the parking brake on. All right, so speed brake lever needs to come down. Flaps need to come up. All right, radars off and off. Landing lights off, position lights. All right. And positions to steady. Okay. Flaps are in transit. They're now up. Transponder. We're going to alt. Oh, I'm sorry. We went to altitude on. And we're going to now taxi to our parking spot. Now, before we get rolling, let's get these flight directors off. Come up top, get the anti-ice off and the probe heat. Cabin lighting, white medium for passengers. Okay, and EPU will get going here. I think we moved those. No, we didn't. 2, 3. Okay, here we go. Brakes are off. All right, let me switch gears. Straight turn. Okay. So now we're headed to Echo to Bravo. Well, actually, we could go, yeah, we'll just do that. Okay, we'll get the generators as we come in. All right, folks, again, well, it looks like 117 feet a minute the captain did here. We'll take it. We'll take a look at it here in a minute once we get into the blocks. It's a rather short taxi. Would have been if we could have gone up to Bravo, but those auto brakes were doing their jobs. Yeah, it's a shame the military doesn't get much. Across the runway. Looks like pretty much right where that pole is, the red and white pole, is where we're going to be parking. Out in the distance is a helo pad. I was curious myself. Oh, my bad, folks. This is our parking right here. What I'll do, pass it up, and ease around. Hang on. Okay, so let's run through the checks here real quick and all right, flight deck door, we'll go ahead and get ready to open. All right, so generators. Okay, and we'll go ahead and turn on the bleed. Making sure everything is set right. Okay, good, good. Fuel levers off. In a second, I want to make sure we stabilize. Mark those. Now we'll shut her down. Both engines dialing back. Welcome again to Pax River, our destination for today. We're just getting her finalized here. Okay, let's head over here. Chocks are in, ground power. We'll open the main door. That way the passengers can get off. All right, and there we go, folks. Okay, GPU, not going to go on it. APU, we're going to run. It's going to, there. All right, so we're shut down here, folks. Like I said, that C-list thing gets really annoying really quick. All right, so let's couple things here real quick, get some paperwork taken care of, and we'll get to the reverse. Shut the ACARS program for Sim Air Force down. Okay. And I don't show anyone coming in here to play as well. So I'm going to go ahead and go off VATSIM. Otherwise, it'll do it automatically. Close that. All right, I think okay, we got that report filed. There it is. And not bad, 113 feet a minute, right down the middle. And that really looks good. Okay. All right, so we will go back to the dashboard here, minimize Sim Toolkit. All right, let's put her into reverse gear, folks, and see how this looked to one and all. And of course, as always, we need appropriate music for the arrival. Oh boy. I don't know if I'm going to be able to close them, folks. All right, bear with me. let's see how she does now. I can't see any complaints in that landing, folks. Wow. Very nice. I do like the rain effects here in X-Plane. Looks good, looks good. Let's go back a little bit, a couple more times. Nice. Go back a little further for the next view that I love doing. Love that view, folks. I have to admit, I like that view. Let's see if we're going to get a tower view or not. Oh, we might. Let's go back a little bit. All right, well, we're going to kind of see it, folks. I want to say thank you to all of y'all for showing up today, coming out for the a great landing here in Pax River Naval Air Station. Hope you all have a great day, and look forward to seeing you tomorrow, same time, around 1600 Zulu. We're going to be flying out of Rota, Spain, over to the Azores. Going to be about a 2-hour flight. Looking forward to it in the 767. Again, thank you all for joining us. If you liked the stream, I would highly encourage you to click follow, and that way you'll get an email notification when we're going live next time. And also, if you're so encouraged and would really want to, you could click subscribe. We appreciate any generosity you give the stream. Again, thanks for flying with Mike today into Pax River. Hope your Tuesday goes well, and we'll see you back here tomorrow. God bless you all. Have a great day.